Indeed, we do, as the world was watching some football action yesterday. Yesterday did mark a significant day in South Africa's calendar. Parliament hosted the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma, where he delivered his 7th State of the Nation address, and his first since being re-elected as President. Now, of course, the State of the Nation address is a very crucial time to get our bearings and take a pulse of the country. And with us in studio to discuss this just a little bit is a political correspondent at independent newspapers, Babalo Ndenze. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We really do appreciate your time. Now, the President did focus on, I guess, 3 main areas that we're going to be taking a look at, obviously, right now. First of all, in terms of the economy, we are trying to get to a place where we are creating more jobs and having, the promise of the economy that we want being delivered on. So in what you heard, how does the President hope to achieve that to boost the economy?
Well, 5% economic growth is the target he set. And he's using various sectors to get to that. Agriculture is one of them, energy. And so with the energy, some of the announcements, fast-tracking Medupi, getting some from other African countries as well. Because really energy, or a shortage of energy, is kind of holding us back in a way. And as you know, Eskom is announcing a new round of load reduction, they're calling it now.
Yes, exactly.
So, and with that in mind, I think it's quite important that he focuses on energy.
And there are a lot of stakeholders right now that are, suggesting all kinds of other sources of energy that we should be tapping into. I mean, Sustainability Week we are in right now, and there's a whole conference that's taking place in Pretoria about this. So how did the President say that he proposes to try and relieve the energy crisis that we're going through right now, because it's affecting a lot more than just the big corporates out there?
Look, he did touch on the country's energy plan. I mean, there is a national energy plan that's been in place for a while now, which has quite a big focus on, your renewable energies.
Yes.
We're trying to move away from using coal now to more renewable forms of energy. Wind, and there's shale gas on the Karoo, as we all know about. And he touched on that he spent some time on that, shale and nuclear as well.
All right. So looking at one of the big sectors that is a big contributing factor to the economy, the mining sector, it has taken a huge blow of late with the strike action that's been going on for about 5 months now. So how are we remedying the situation in terms of the State of the Nation address?
Well, in the previous administration, the Deputy President, former Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, used to head this kind of setup where he would meet with all stakeholders in the mining sector. Now the President is going to be taking over that role himself, which kind of shows his commitment to that problem in the mining sector. And Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa has also got some responsibilities that he's been given by the President. Which meeting with social partners, etc., which was mentioned in his speech. So that is kind of showing us a bit of commitment. And the fact that obviously that has been pushed up, I guess, in terms of priorities that we do need to look at, because it's really, not costing just the industry, but I mean, a lot of lives are being lost and families are being affected at great expense to them. Your take on the overall general feel of the State of the Nation address, did it give you a positive outlook on the next fiscal for the country? Look, it was mostly a repeat of what we've already heard in February at the State of the Nation back then, and the budget also was in February. The 3-year budget for the government. So we were not expecting anything radically new from the President. What we needed was a bit more concrete plans in terms of implementation, and he did kind of try to give us that this time around. His inauguration speech, some of the things he mentioned there, he basically repeated them last night, in terms of the radical shift and the second phase of the transition, etc. And, far-reaching, what's the word he used, but far-reaching, but he's trying to get things sorted out now. And look, there was a lot of talk about him, himself personally, but there was really no sign of that yesterday.
All right.
It was just, trying to give us an idea of solid plans.
Babalo, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Babalo Ndenze, have a seat. Don't go anywhere. Political correspondent at independent newspapers, giving us his take on the State of the Nation address of 2014. Now, we're also very blessed and privileged to have a very special guest with us here this morning, First Lady Bonginge Mazuma, who will be chatting to us a little bit later on. Stay tuned for that on your Feel Good Breakfast Show and more.